So we all watch YouTube, right? Like you're watching YouTube right now. But sometimes it can feel like you're wasting your time. And that's why I decided to compile a list of YouTubers that I watch and who I think bring some value to my life. A reason why you should watch this video is really simple. Let's take this axis, and so that's the time you watch the video, T, and then this is how much you learn. And as you can see, it goes like that. So right now we're here. You're just a couple of seconds in, right? And you're not learning much, just a little bit. But this is the end of the video. And as you can see, you'll have learned a ton. So don't skip the video, because if you skip the video, you're gonna miss this whole thing, okay? And this, I call it the sweet info. So if you skip, you're gonna be stuck here. Right now, you're gonna be here, okay? But the longer you watch, the further you'll progress. So let's get on with the video. So I've been wondering whether to start with these, because I'm gonna start with those and everyone's gonna skip the video. So if you're not interested in this topic, just skip to the next one. But the first topic that I'm really interested in, and the first topic from which I chose YouTubers that I believe provide value, is finance. And I'm interested in finance. It's actually my college major. And so I appreciate it when there are YouTube channels who are not only informative, but also very educational. The first channel I recommend if you want to learn is Plain Bagel. Plain Bagel. Okay? Plain Bagel. So why should you listen to the Plain Bagel? See, he is actually a CFA. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up later. He's a CFP, and he's an investment analyst. He actually, he's not only a YouTuber, he's an investment analyst. So, investment analyst. He's just not a random person who one day decided to talk about finance. He knows his stuff. And so he talks about finance, he talks about personal finance, and he talks about economics. So when there's stuff that's happening in the markets, or even with the tariffs lately, you can be sure that he makes a video about it. His real name is Richard Coffin. He's a Canadian guy. And I feel like even if you're not well versed in finance, you will be able to understand his videos, because he has a knack for explaining things very clearly. So number one, the Plain Bagel for finance. Another of my top picks for finance, Patrick Boyle. Patrick Boyle. I don't remember his credentials. I have to look at him again. So Patrick Boyle, he's a former investment banker, FIB, not to be confused with FBI. He's a hedge fund manager. He's a quantitative finance expert. He makes really similar content to the Plain Bagel, to Richard Coffin. He's really funny. He uses this dry humor. I think he focuses more on the current happenings in the finance sector, but overall his content is very similar to Richard Coffin's. I think you get the best idea if you watch the both of them, and it allows you to understand a single issue more clearly. He's a college professor too, so he has insight from the academic field. So I think that helps too. It sort of makes him more knowledgeable in the teaching area, I think. It was really hard to get out, but you get what I mean. Next up, we have 2 cents. Again, finance, but I think it's the last one from finance. So next up, 2 cents. They're a married couple who run a show about mostly personal finance and budgeting and debt management. And the guy is a CFP, and the lady, she's got some like experience in like mortgage assessment or something. Their videos are the easiest to grasp. So if you're just getting into finance, like I think there's no barrier of entry whatsoever. So 2 cents, if you're more into personal finance, you don't really care what's happening with the markets, what's happening with tariffs, like you're not into that, but you want to be, maybe you want to invest here and there, maybe you have some debt you need to manage. So I feel like 2 cents would be the best for you. The last person connected to the finance sector is Zac Rios. And so a lot of people like reaction channels. He is a reaction channel for finance. Now, I don't want to spread misinformation here, but I think he has like no formal background in finance. I believe he's a self-taught person, but I do find value in what he says. Like right now, if you have a degree in finance or like an extensive experience in finance, I'm sorry, Zach, like, or you're a person who knows Zach, correct me. I really don't want to spread misinformation, but I feel like he speaks about that in his videos, that he doesn't have like any formal education in this area. So he makes reaction style videos to usually some very poorly executed financial ideas on TikTok. He like combines finance and fun, so to speak. So if you're into like reaction channels and finance, Zac Rios is a really good choice for you. So this is actually an ad break. I have no sponsors. I have 80 subs, so subscribe if you like it. Okay, so with this YouTuber, we're shifting away from the finance sector. So if you're not into finance, you can be happy. There's gonna be no more finance talk on this channel. I mean, in this video, maybe on this channel too. So the next person is Cleo Abrams. Cleo Abrams. And she's a journalist and an optimist. That's a good combination, I think. And so she reports on news from tech. She reports on news in various other areas, but she's got this rigor that makes her videos incredibly informative and engaging. Like she knows how to captivate, is that a word? Captivate an audience? Or like her style is really captivating. So if you're into just seeing good news, she's an optimist, and just like learning new stuff in a very engaging way, like Cleo Abrams is your girl. She's just amazing. I think she was born for this. Okay, next up, geography. Are you into geography? If not, you can get into geography through a channel called Geography Now. It's ran by a guy named Paul Barbado, and he got famous for making a very detailed video on each country in the world. So like every country in the world he would make a video on. So he started with like, I don't know, what's the first one, like Afghanistan or something, and progressed his way all the way to Zimbabwe. But also he's made videos on flags, on cultures, on foods, and just everything related to geography. I really like his style. He's humorous, he's funny, and informative. Geography Now is totally one of those channels. Okay, next up, on a very different note, and the first of the more serious channels that I've chosen is Exerbia, spelled with a 1 instead of the I. And if you've never watched an Exerbia video, it's really hard to explain what it is. But he's, I think he's a physicist turned philosopher, and it shows. It's just, his videos are a fever dream in a way. It's this little turtle that gives you an existential crisis. His videos are deep, but they're also funny. So like you still do get an existential crisis, but at least you're gonna laugh about it, pretty much. If you're into that sort of humor. But I think, yeah, he does a good job of telling you, hey, nothing matters, you don't matter. I don't know if he's a nihilist, It sounds nihilistic at times, but it's nihilism with a speck of laughter. So just like go and see for yourself. This next channel is actually a channel that I only discovered yesterday, but I was so stunned by the sheer wisdom of the guy that I thought to myself, I gotta include it. Accepting the universe. He's a guy who talks about the meaning of life. He's very reflective on like life experiences. He's a guy who talks about life. He's a guy who is very wise. And I feel like there's a lot to be gained from his wisdom. I don't always choose my words carefully. For him, it feels like he doesn't even have to choose his words. It just flows out of him. Like, I don't know how he does it, but it's just like great wisdom in almost everything that he says. And he seems like the kind of guy who wouldn't appreciate that. Like, you're not gonna regret it. I discovered the guy yesterday, and I was so surprised that I decided to include him in the video, and all the other channels I've watched for years. But like, this guy only 2 days. So he is special. This last channel is in a way the most special of them all. And so the name of the channel is also the name of the guy, and his name is Tim. I don't know if it's Tim or Timothy, so you gotta check that out. Tim Ward. And Tim Ward is a man I've been following for like 4 years now, and he talks about simple living, minimalistic living. Yeah, not living to work or working to live, but just like living and doing work when you pretty much have to. He's not against work. I feel like he's a guy who appreciates life so much that he believes that you shouldn't dedicate it to work, pretty much, to employment. I don't think it's work that he like dislikes per se. It's more like the employer-employee relationship. Tim is unlike anyone I have had the opportunity to watch on YouTube. He is different, but like different in a good way. I'm not leading the kind of life he is leading, but his ways are still very inspirational to me, and I think they could be inspirational to you. So if you're feeling stuck, or if you're not 100% happy, or if you don't know in which direction you want to take the next step, just consider watching a couple of videos of Tim's just to, get a different perspective. And you're gonna get a really different perspective, but you're gonna get it from a wise guy who lives life on his own terms. And I think that's what I respect the most about him. He just does what he wants, the way he wants to do it. Like, if I could choose like a life mentor, I would strongly consider Tim Ward. You know what? Actually, you've made it to the end of the video, which means that on our little axis, what did I say, like percentage watched or something? I don't know. It was something else, but whatever. Oh, was it like value? I don't know. So this is the end of the video, and you've gotten the most value out of it. So let me know if you've actually got any value out of it. You have, if you look at the graph, and the graphs never lie. It's not a graph, is it? Is it like an axis? I don't know. Let me know if you like any of the channels. So I love all of them. And if you're ever mindlessly scrolling, just remember this video, maybe, favorite it or save it, and pick a channel or two, and you can actually start learning things instead of just mindlessly, browsing YouTube. There's a lot of good stuff on YouTube. I've tried to pick the best channels that I watch. with that being said, you can watch my channel. I don't necessarily provide as much value as all these people. But you know, if you liked this, maybe you're gonna like the other stuff. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. And I will figure something out. I have a couple of video ideas planned right in here. See ya.